a comparison of Tippecanoe County to White County immediately north of us. And we're going to do that by looking at a few numbers. We're not going to look at every exhaustive number. And the one thing that we're going to talk a lot about is trends. We're going to be looking at trends and graphs and trend lines a lot because Tippecanoe County is significantly larger population-wise than the surrounding counties. So when you start plotting points on a graph, you start to get some disparities, especially when you start talking about some of these smaller communities in comparison to Lafayette. So we're going to be looking a lot at trends. But first off, let's start with an overall look at Tippecanoe County to White County, which is immediately to the north of us. Like I said, White County, the home to Monticello, Indiana Beach, known for lake living, that sort of thing. Lots of farms up there as well. But let's just walk through the numbers. I'm going to bring up a graph here, and I'm going to talk through this graph and what this graph means, and it's going to help tell our story of really what things look. And first off, I will hit the right button. We're going to look comparison of Tippecanoe County to White County, the median sales price. And this is looking out over a 3-year period. And you'll see that the blue line is Tippecanoe County and the gray line is White County. And in August of 2025, we're looking at sales price, median sales price. It's the price of the median home that was for sale. So if you had 100 homes for sale, the median is number 50. If you had 500 homes for sale, the median is 250. Everybody got that? Got math? Is that third grade math now? I'm not sure what level that's taught at. So the median sales price in Tippecanoe County in August 25, in the last month that we have complete data for, was 308. And in White County, it was 220. But check out these graphs. This is what we're looking at. Tippecanoe County up above, White County down below. Just look at the general shape of the graphs. Goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down a little less, goes up a little more, comes down a little less. And you see that in both of these graphs. And these ups and downs, what we're looking at here, and we're going to see this reflected in a lot of this data that we're going to look at, we're looking at seasonality here. The action in real estate in the market is hotter in the summer and cooler in the winter. No pun intended. That is a serious analysis there. So the trend lines that we're seeing there are seasonal in nature. So peak in June, bottoms coming in. Here's the bottom here in March, peaking back up in June, bottoming out in January. So you can see that seasonality there. And again, we can see this trend line up and down, and they move. The White County in the blue Tippecanoe County in the blue and White County in the gray. They move in step with each other. Yes, the median home price is not quite a third less than Tippecanoe County, but the trends are the same. You're going to get that same relative increase of value in your home over the years. And we'll just back this up to max, which is about 13 years. And you can see that holds true even over the longer time period. The disparities between cold and hot definitely open up a little bit more when you're talking about a smaller data set across a smaller county. But continuing on to tell more of the story, that was the median sales price. What are homes worth? And again, right now, the median Tippecanoe County for September was 308, and in White County was 220. So you can get more bang for your buck in White County if you're working at Purdue University and you're willing to drive in a little more. I have plenty of friends that their entire lives are up in White County. It's completely your choice. Let's see which of these are the best telling. New listings, homes for sale. We're going to look at homes for sale next. So let's take a look at this. And again, same deal. Tippecanoe County's in the blue, White County's in the gray. I preach a lot about there not being enough homes available in the Greater Lafayette area. And that data holds true in Tippecanoe County in the blue and White County again in the gray. In August of 25, it was 354 in Tippecanoe County, and in White County, it was 110. 354 is the highest that we have seen in Tippecanoe County since about, let's call it 2019, maybe even back to like 2018. But White County is following these same trend lines. So 110, the last time we saw 110 in White County, The last time that we saw 110, I'm just zipping along the line here, 92, we're getting closer. We're getting further. Here we go. All the way back to May of 2020 is the last time that we saw this inventory. Not here to pontificate on the status of the market and how we got here. Talk about that a lot. We'll talk about that even more again in the future. That's just where that is the data. I just want to show you that Tippecanoe County, White County has the same problems. Not enough homes for sale. That inventory is just in the last 2 months, really starting to grow. Is that a blip in the data? Is that a sign of a trend to come? It's still too early to tell. There are some indicators that show this could be a trend. There are some indicators that show that this could be a blip. Some of the data across the various sets matches up to show trends, and some of the data doesn't quite add up, and the number of homes for sale versus the other stats don't always add up. So I think another few months is going to tell us a little bit more, and then nothing proves out a theory about time more than time itself. So Tippecanoe County, White County, very similar when it comes to number of homes for sale. So the market, what is that telling us? Is White County a good place to live? Is White County a good place to invest? Because when you're putting that much money into an asset and your home is an asset, it's an investment. Is it the same thing as a stock? No, absolutely not. Is it going to appreciate? Maybe, probably. Most of the time, the history of data proves that it. Is it guaranteed to? No, of course not. But it would not be an unwise choice to live in White County just based on the trends of White County versus Tippecanoe County. One other stat to look at, we did sales price, we've looked at homes for sale. Let's talk about days on market, because I love talking about days on market in Tippecanoe County quite a lot. So this would be a good one to talk about. Let's go here. Again, Tippecanoe County in the blue, White County in the gray, and unlike some of the other data that we look at, this is backwards. Tippecanoe County is down here on the bottom, which means days on market less in Tippecanoe County than in White County. In August of 25, 19, less than 3 weeks. In White County, 52 days, 7.5 weeks, basically. But again, look at the trend lines. Way back here to 2012, 13 years ago, let's look at let's try to observe a median. Here in Tippecanoe County, 50 to 60 days, somewhere in that neighborhood, and in White County, more like 60 to 80 days. It gets a little spiky here and why does it get spiky here? Check it out, February of 2014, January of 2013, March of 2012. What did we just talk about? The real estate market is really related to temperature. Cools off in the winter, heats up in the summer. And when you're talking about a smaller market, when you're talking about less total homes for sale in an area, when it gets cold outside and there's only a couple of homes for sale, and that would be what you expect, that one home sitting for longer is really going to take those days on market out there a lot longer. And somewhere in a town, in a region in Tippecanoe County, for example, that has more homes for sale, just the sheer quantity is going to bring that average down. So we're really looking at trend lines. And we're looking at the long-term big movement of trend lines. We don't care about the spikiness of month to month, even so much like year to year. I'm looking at the big trends, this graph being 13 years. And we can say with certainty that the trend was down in Tippecanoe County. And in 2020, it came down to 4 days, 3 days. Heck, in West Lafayette, it was down to 1 and 2 days. And it stayed down here flatlining. This thing needed its heart started again. Actually, no, it needed its heart stopped. It was beating so fast. This is a sign of a hot market, houses moving so fast. This is the number of days it takes the house to sell. Selling so quickly, you put your house on the market on Friday, sold by Sunday. That's 2 days on the market, 3 days on the market, right? And it's just now we're starting to see in 24 and 25, we're starting to see these little spikes on the graph where things are starting to move up a little bit. And here, as we look at this data, this is August of 25, it's starting to spike up. Tippecanoe County, not quite 3 weeks. White County, just over 7 weeks. Again, is this the trend? Is this the beginning of something new? Or is this an outlier? We'll find out. We'll hopefully find out sooner rather than later. I think it could be next summer before we feel really solidly, because we are again trending down into that wintertime. But what we're looking at here is White County versus Tippecanoe County, and what story does this tell us? White County, if you had to sell a house that you bought today, how long would it take? Last month, it would have taken you about 7 weeks. If we go back to June of 23, it would have taken you less than 2 weeks. Now, does that mean that White County is absolutely terrible because now we're at about 7 weeks? No. Look at this trend line. Look back in 2015, 146 days in September. Again, a lot less homes for sale in White County at any given time than there are in Tippecanoe County. But White County, great place to live, and the real estate market backs it up, and there are a lot of reasons for that. It is a ring county around Tippecanoe County, around Lafayette and West Lafayette and Purdue University, but that is not it. That is not the reason. And any of my friends watching from Monticello or anywhere else up in White County, I am not saying that at all. White County has so much going for it. It has small towns. It has Monticello. It has Indiana Beach. It has lake life. It has farms. It has land. It has so much to recommend it, and the market there is strong. So that is my brief comparison of White County to Tippecanoe County real estate here in September of 2025.